the instrumentation for jazz, as I was saying, has so many different kinds of combinations. But generally speaking, when I sing with a jazz band, there's usually a piano player or a guitarist, or both, a bass player, and a drummer. Sometimes there are horn players, a saxophone, a trumpet, a trombone. It really just depends on who shows up. And what we'll do is you don't have to rehearse. You can just go up and you can say, I want to play a song. And you name the title of the song. And all of us, all jazz players, have these kinds of books. They have jazz standard books. They call them the Real Book, the New Real Book, jazz standards, Latin standards. There are all kinds of books in here, or all kinds of songs in here, and they're all listed alphabetically. So if I say, I want to sing These Foolish Things, all the players have these books. They can open it up to this. Or, if they're really good players, they don't need the chart anymore. They call this a chart. And if I show you, There Will Never Be Another You, the name of this song. So this whole thing that's here is the head of the song. This is the melody. These are the words. And these are your chords, the progression of the chords. So when you go to sing a song like this, you will go straight through the melody. The singer will sing it once, or the horn player will play the melody. And then they go right back to the beginning again, and they start playing the chords. But you don't sing the melody then, you solo. You make things up, whatever you feel like. So, just as an example. There will be many other nights like this, and I'll be standing here with someone new. There will be other songs to sing, another fall, another spring, but there will never be another you. There will be other lips that I may kiss, but theirs won't thrill me like yours used to do. Yes, I may dream a million dreams, but how can they come true if there will never ever be another you? That's the head of the song. Then the instruments keep going. They keep playing. And while they're playing the chord progressions of the song, someone is soloing. So, if you went through the whole song, singing through the melody, and you get to the end, if there will never ever be another you, then it starts over again. And you keep soloing like that. Now I would solo, the trumpet player would solo, the piano player would solo. Everyone takes their turn. And while they're soloing, you're listening, because they're trying to say something. They're trying to communicate a new melody to the audience and to the other players. So sometimes when you see a jazz band playing, you'll hear someone go, yeah, like that, because they like what they're hearing. It's all improvised. They're making it up as they go along. Now that sounds easy, to just make things up, but actually it takes quite a bit of skill. Improvisation, learning how to improvise over a jazz song takes an understanding of the song. So for example, I want to do G Baby Ain't I Good to You. I've never sung this song before, let's say, but I know that it's in the book, okay? The first thing that I need to do is I need to look at the key of the song. The key of the song will tell me whether or not this is the right key for me, or whether it's too high or it's too low. So I look at the notes, I play the notes through. Okay. Love makes me treat you the way that I do. Gee, baby, ain't I good to you? Okay, I can sing that. It's not uncomfortable. I could probably lower it down one whole step and start here. Love makes me treat you the way that I do. Gee, baby, ain't I good to you? That's called taking the song down one key. It's transposing it down one note. Sometimes singers transpose it 4 notes down. It really depends on your range. But for the sake of teaching, I'm going to stay on this key. And I look at the rest of the notes. I go through it. Now, if you can't play piano and you can't play guitar, that's okay. Go find a copy of the song. There are tons and tons of music CDs out there. Lots of jazz out there. Go and find it. You can look on the back of the CD cover and find what kind of songs that they're singing. I can guarantee you that Ella Fitzgerald, Billie Holiday, Sarah Vaughan, Carmen McRae, all the great jazz vocalists have sung this song on one disc or another, so you won't have a hard time to find it. Listen to the song, listen to the melody, write down the words or look at the words in the book. Then, practice the melody. Love makes me treat you the way that I do. Gee, baby, ain't I good to you? There's nothing too good for a girl that's so true. Gee, baby, ain't I good to you? Bought you a fur coat for Christmas, a diamond ring, Cadillac car, and everything. Love makes me treat you the way that I do. Gee, baby, ain't I good to you? Now, it even says so in the book, that the melody is freely interpreted in a blues style. What that means is you do whatever you like with it. The melody is yours. So when I wanted to learn this song, I picked up a couple of CDs by different jazz vocalists, men and women, also instruments, and I just listened to the song over and over again to see what kind of way the vocalist was going to interpret it. And it's so different. You can play this song slow, you can play it fast, you can play it swing, like this. There's so many different ways to play this jazz tune. So the most important thing for a vocalist is, 1, to figure out which key it should be in for them that's most comfortable, and 2, to figure out how fast you're going to sing it, what style you want to sing it in. So for me, I like to sing this like in a jazzy kind of style. So when I get up there with the band, I give them I think about it for a minute. 1, 2, 1. ways to interpret that. Jazz is very free and it's very open. So I could sing this really slow as long as I understand what the meaning is. The meaning is, hey man, I treat you like gold, so you should treat me like gold. That's the meaning of the song. There's a little bit of an attitude there. So I could sing it really tired and like, I'm just so tired of you. And I just don't know what to do, very frustrated. Love makes me treat you the way that I do. Gee, baby, am I good to you? Yeah. There's nothing too good for a girl that's so true. Gee, baby, ain't I good to you? So it really depends on you as to how you're going to interpret the song. But in order to be a jazz vocalist, you can't just sing one song. You need to know lots of songs. So my recommendation to you is to listen to lots of CDs and listen to lots of different vocalists. Buy these books. Play through them. If you can't play piano or guitar, get a friend that can and practice these songs. Because the more familiar you become with the song, the easier it will become to solo over it and to do new things with the song. In the beginning, you'll sing it always the same because you're just learning how. But after a while, you can take all of the different styles and all of the different feelings and all of the different skills that you have as a vocalist and interpret the song in your style. Now, one thing about vocal improvisation and jazz vocalists is that each vocalist takes on a different style of an instrument. When I listen to Billie Holiday, who is an old jazz great singer, she sounds like a saxophone to me. She's very when you listen to her, but it's like a saxophone. When I listen to Anita O'Day, she reminds me of a trumpet. So I think that when she solos, she sounds very similar to a trumpet. Also, when I listen to Ella Fitzgerald, she's like a sax and a trumpet together because she's so skilled as a vocalist. She can just solo, solo, solo. So when you listen to jazz, you should be listening to the instrumentation and listening to how the guitar player solos and listening to how the trumpet player solos and trying to sing along just like they do. I would recommend as a first jazz album that you get Miles Davis' Kind of Blue. This album is a great album to start listening to jazz to because it's a bunch of instrumentalists. The melodies are very good, and when they solo, they're all very laid back and relaxed. And each player, you can tell the difference between the players and what kind of person they are just by listening to their solos. I would also recommend that you try to sing along to some of them if you can, because it will only help you in your own soloing. Likewise, I would get vocal jazz CDs and albums, and I would listen to those, and I would listen to how they solo, and I would try to practice those, and just keep doing it over and over and over again until it's something inside of you. When you do your phrasing, you have to follow and watch how you sing the words that come out of your mouth. When I sing The Autumn Leaves, which is one of my favorite songs to sing. Let me find it. Okay. The falling leaves drift by my window. The falling leaves of red and gold. I see your lips, the summer kisses, the sunburned hands I used to hold. Now, I know this song by my heart. Everything about it I know. So when I solo over this song, it's so much fun because I'm very familiar with the chords. I'm very familiar with the melody. So I actually, when I solo over it, I like to say the words. Sometimes soloists, jazz soloists, they will just make phrasing, and they'll sound like a horn or something. Soup, 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 soup. Bob, 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 zip, zip, bob, zip, zip, bob, zip, 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 da, 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 zip, 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 Some people do it more like a trumpet. And so on and so forth. The way that I got good at soloing, though, was singing the song as I was walking down the street. And then soloing, I would listen to the chords in my head, because by now I know the chords. So I would just sing, the falling leaves drift by my window, the autumn leaves of red and gold. I see your lips, the summer kisses, the sunburned hands I used to hold. When you went away, the days grew long, and soon I'll hear old winter song. Yeah, but I miss you most of all, my darling, when autumn leaves start to fall. And I would think about the words. I'm saying autumn leaves start to fall. And fall, you can fall in the note that you're singing. When autumn leaves start to fall, yeah, fall. All kinds of things that you can do when you find a song that you really, really love. So you learn the melodies and you practice your improvisation. And you find your own style after years and years and years and years of just playing and singing. It's just like anything else. You just have to practice.